back into the chamber after defeating some elementals that were causing problems down at the forge. Bruenor has revealed everybody, the people from like the Lord's Alliance, the Emerald Enclave, some weird pompous guys.
Yes.
There's a couple.
The
I
Gauntlet
don't
people?
remember all of them. The way you described them, these ones don't seem like warriors. They seem like politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So
That was the Gauntlet people, correct?
Gauntlet. Yeah.
the
Those were
Order
the
of the
fighters.
Gauntlet people are the paladin types.
Yeah.
You're thinking of the Lord's Alliance people.
Yes, that's who it is. The Gauntlet are the fighters, and the Lord's Alliance are more politician guys. The Zhentarim has one lady there apparently that we've seen.
Oh no! So there's everyone that's come has had a little bit of an entourage, but these are the people in charge. Are the only ones I described because
Yes.
I wasn't gonna waste time with everybody else. But yeah, the Zhentarim showed up fashionably late.
Fantastic.
And ruffled a few feathers.
Yeah. And Bruenor, I think after that, Bruenor took us into his room to talk to us and said that he needs something from the Zhentarim lady because she has like a compass or something that could help.
So you guys are still at the banquet, but Bruenor, he did encourage you to mingle with the guests to try and get their support for this expedition. Because Bruenor was telling you that he can't really give you troops to go with you because he needs them to defend the gates that have been under attack from the demons. But he is totally willing to outfit you with some equipment.
Right.
But the people that are here can offer support either in manpower or finances or what have you. So he was like, try and get them to get on board with this. And you know already that at least the Lord's Alliance people are pretty not on board with it. They're like, this sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. But Bruenor also told you that the Zhentarim are in possession of an artifact that will take you to this Underdark library known as Graven Hollow.
Gotcha. And I think that's why I thought it was called a compass. It's an artifact that directs you. So
yeah, it is a compass, but not exactly a compass. It's like Jack Sparrow's compass, sort of.
It's GPS.
Yeah,
it is actually just a GPS.
But it doesn't
back in time.
It only has one location programmed into it, though.
Exactly.
Okay.
and it's one of those annoying
Tom
narrators too.
Yeah, and you can't select a new voice for it. It's just
It's a pain in the ass, but you have to get it.
And I mean, if you get the wrong one, it's going to be obsolete pretty soon. So you really gotta get that right. We lost somebody just a minute ago. Oh, there he is. There's Quinn.
Sorry about that.
No,
you're not. Don't lie to us.
All right. Oh, actually, yeah, I did make that, Mike, and I will drop it in your inventory. If I can find it here. Actually, I might have already dropped it in there. Let me look. Yeah, I already dropped it in your inventory, Mike.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I'm going to move you guys to a map, since I didn't have a map last time, and I really didn't like it, even though this isn't... I would be shocked if combat broke out in here, although Mike did come today, so...
Yeah, Mike did show up today.
Yep.
So you never know. But this is where we're at. Okay, everybody's here. Vel, what can you see right now? Can you see the whole map?
I'm gonna relog that. Get back in there in a second. have this weird like line through the center of my whole screen.
Well, that's no good.
Yeah, but it's the board. It's the under part to it. The squares and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you tried just getting
Zooming in.
better?
Okay, good.
Yeah, I left a game back. See if it'll fix it. It does it sometimes.
Is everybody able to see okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Yes. Okay. So as
Oh,
you're all
no.
kind of oh yes.
Sorry, the whole map will vanish if I move it. This is awesome. I can see it. It looks so nice.
You're doing great, Zach.
I'm proud of you.
I am helpful.
Okay. So over here we have the Harpers, and this is the guy in charge of them. And behind him, always following him, is this giant shield guardian that just sort of follows him around. Up here is your Order of the Gauntlet people, and their guy in charge, Sir Laniver Strahl. This is Davra Yasser of the Zhentarim up here. This guy is your Lord's Alliance table with Lord Erebane. And then this is the Emerald Enclave table with Mortissa Malkin.
Gotcha.
And before we get really going here, after Bruenor has declared, that the meal shall commence, as it were, there's a bit of a commotion out in the hall outside the entrance to this door, and barging in is Vel.
Oh, welcome back, Val.
People act like they've never seen a large woman before.
Yay!
I mean, they're all large to me, but, to each his own, I guess. Come, we're about to eat, so, sit down, this food looks delicious.
Oh no! Why'd I get
Oh
sent
no,
into
I
the
still
alternate
have control
dimension?
over. I still have control over Riker and Larovi.
Let me fix that real quick.
I was just like, transferred.
Surprise, you're fired. Okay. So Larovi is an owner of Larovi.
I mean, I was able to move myself, but I was also moved.
All right. Let me go down the list here, make sure everybody's in control of their own tokens.
Looks good. Got that weird thing.
Okay. So Vel, you recognize members of the Emerald Enclave sitting at this table over here. And they obviously recognize you also. Mortissa, the representative here, she kind of stands up. She is also a dwarf person, so she's not very tall. And she's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
Yes, I have this letter here for you. My orders. I am to assist in however however this conference here decides to go about the invasion.
She'll kind of glance over the letter, read it a couple of times, and say, "Okay, well, I suppose if the Watchers have made that determination, then we're going to keep you in the loop here, and we will, I suppose, have to commit some resources to this foray."
Dope. Oh man. Oh, I don't think I
Seems
have a
like that's
reason.
what the bosses want.
Well, must be nice to be the boss.
That's...
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go join the party. They seem to be having all the fun up there.
So yeah, you guys are free to mingle and talk to whoever you'd like.
Cool.
I
I
hold on. I
want to
pull
help you guys immediately. Let's have a group huddle.
Well,
How's that? Sounds good.
Sure, but I pull out the whip and I give it to, since I'm not proficient in this kind of weapon, I made it for someone else, and I give it to the only thing person I think would be proficient would be Cassius.
A whip?
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
And yeah.
Cassius, go ahead and throw the Shasuva whip into your inventory. You should be able to find that in there.
I will look for that. For the next hour, you guys have advantage on charisma checks. I give you all my 6th level spell enhance ability. I use subtle spell casting so people don't see me cast it.
That is fine, but Cassius, what did you do with that
Oh boy.
blob of Phaedrus you found?
I hate that you remembered that before I did.
I think that means
I
roll
have
some
it in a
dice there,
bag on
Cassius.
my head.
Ah, all right. And that is going to trigger it. And of course, I left
Jesus
my
Christ.
chart downstairs. So roll me a D100 and I'll be right back.
Fuck, I totally forgot. Oh,
Oh,
Dad, I
Charlie appears?
don't think so. I would have to go back and look, but I think it's in the 60s. Rin says it's 31. It might be.
This might
That'd be
just
great.
turn this into a battle right here, right now.
Yes, sir. All right, so you all have advantage on charisma checks for the next hour. I think that was my 5th. There's 6 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5th level spell slot. Bam.
See, if we were going by my chart, you would change in age. But,
Really?
yeah. We're not going by my
Okay.
chart.
I certainly hope not. I might be an elf, but I can be old. All right,
Okay.
finally.
35. Oh, okay. Cassius, roll me a D10.
Awesome. Alrighty. Oh, that's an 8. See?
An 8?
Nope. I didn't roll.
Oh, okay.
It's a 7. Okay.
7. 7s are odd, so... you're a half-elf, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't make too much of a difference for you, actually, since you are a long-lived race, but you age 7 years.
Holy.
Fantastic.
He
And
aged how many years?
7 more years.
So you are 7 years older than you were mere moments ago.
I will change that.
Would we have had 10 minutes to sit down and eat? Or 11, I guess, technically?
How about an hour?
Because I would like to ritually cast Rory's telepathic bond, just in case we need it.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know if you need me to roll a d20 as well.
Yep, you are pretty close to Cassius, so...
Sweet. 3.
That's gonna trigger, so go ahead and roll that D100.
8.
Oh boy.
There's
Oh
your,
no.
there's your divine intervention.
Okay. Brimley, are you a let's see, you've got a big beard and stuff, right?
I sure do.
Yeah, okay, perfect. All of Brimley's hair sticks straight out from his body. And
That's it.
Bruenor is just like, what the hell is going on over here?
Look, this is some spicy meat. I mean, it's all good and all, but this is hair standing meat. Whew, this is some spicy stuff.
Give me a deception check.
Be careful there. Don't take off all your hair.
Ooh, 18.
With an 18, King Bruenor is like, oh, I didn't realize we had any really spicy stuff in here, but Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. It'll put your hair on end.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, sometimes it's that combination. A is okay by itself, B is okay by itself, but A and B, whoo wee.
What kind of music is playing right now?
It's sort of like that deep drum music that dwarves like.
Okay.
Nice.
Lovely
So,
music you have here. It's very uh it reaches my soul.
so do you guys think we should split up and talk to each of them individually?
Yeah. And that's also why. I mean, and I kind of like
I
mentally talk. We can talk like this, and they want to hear us.
That sounds great.
Who do you think we should hit up first? I'm impartial to that lady over there who was very stern. She's like, I don't take shit from anybody.
Oh yes, Darva.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good choice.
Not to rain on anyone's parade, but you would know that her name is actually Davra, not Darva. Don't fuck that up when you're talking to her. She'll be mad.
She sounds like she's understanding of us, and English is not our first language. uh,
Yeah, feel free to go to talk to whoever you like,
okay.
or don't.
So,
Just enjoy your meal, and you won't get any
so,
support.
so Laura, you were talking to the Lord's Alliance person or the Harpers person? Rovi? Oh no, they died. The Rovi.
Roby's
What?
moving.
I'm not talking to anyone.
Oh, Val. Oh, sorry, it's Valnor. My bad.
No,
I don't know why you guys. I get you guys' names confused all the time in my brain. I don't know why. They're not the same.
I do the
So
same thing
who's
in my
this
curse.
I've been
person?
sitting at the table.
Larovi's just munching. He's
Lorovi
having a
is like
good
the
day.
least likely person to talk to anyone.
All right.
So why do we need to talk to these people? I got lost because of my son. I
Well, we don't need to particularly, but we can get help, from them, which is, I mean, it's always useful. I mean, help is good no matter what.
King Bruenor's intention to you that you were able to glean was that the Zhentarim's the only ones that you really have to get the support of because they know how to get to Graven Hollow.
Which ones are the Zhentarans?
The lady at this table
Mhm.
that came in late and was a bit rude.
Another more royalty people, right?
So this guy's a representative of the Harpers. Everybody's going to have a base knowledge of these factions. They're fairly famous up and down the Sword Coast. The Harpers are a um, more or less clandestine mage organization, and they are in general the type of people who go around and do good stuff. But they are fairly loosely organized. They're just more of a kind of a coalition of types, and they um, yeah, they're just a mage guild that kind of walks around doing good stuff.
Good.
These
Okay.
guys are the Order of the Gauntlet. They are super lawful good, and they're virtually all paladins. And they are also kind of people that are more or less do-gooders around. The Emerald Enclave is the order that both Lou and Vel are a part of, and
So they're more likely to follow us?
they are sort of watchers for extraplanar threats and that sort of thing, so they don't really interfere too much with the day-to-day conflicts of the material plane, but more get involved if there is some sort of extraplanar threat. And then the Lord's Alliance is more of a socio-economic alliance that is more into the political and economic goings on. So like
Now,
the
where are
people
they?
that they're over here. Um, Cassius, you and Rin would have had dealings with them a little bit in Phandalin. They had sent a couple of representatives just to kind of make sure that the town got settled and was able to produce. Essentially, like
Right.
that's their whole deal.
I think it was Sildar and I think he said, "Oh man, you really tested me here." It was the mage, and I'm going to say it was like Blackstaff or something, and that was his buddy,
Last staff.
Laststaff. Yes,
Yardell Albrick.
yes,
Albrecht.
yes.
So, Glassstaff and Sildar were agents of the Lord's Alliance that had been in. Their job was to stabilize and get the town settled, but Glassstaff had a bit of his
Yeah,
own plan going on.
yeah.
Now,
He was like a bad guy or something. I kind of
would,
remember that now.
would I
Okay.
know any of the Lord Alliance from being me and my royalty and family wise?
I'm going to say that you're familiar with the organization. You're not familiar with this guy, since your family is not from the immediate area.
Yeah,
Um,
and we're
so,
not dealing with low end guys. We're dealing with the higher up guys, right?
so if you like dropped your family name, he would probably recognize it, but he doesn't know you personally.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I care about. I'm gonna go up to him then.
Okay, so we're gonna resolve this one at a time. We'll just go clockwise. So we'll deal with the Harpers first.
Oh, good.
Cassius, you and Rin are there. That's not the right place. Lord Zelron, Roaring Horn, is a fairly ancient for a human wizard, and he's sitting there. He is in normal wizard type robes. He's got his not. I keep wanting to say it's a steel defender, but it is a shield guardian that just sort of
Ooh,
follows him around.
oh, that's pretty magicy. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that is
Uh,
pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm a
But
wizard. Basically, everything I do is magicy.
Lord Zelron. Wow, it is a pleasure to meet you.
yes,
Um,
it's a pleasure.
I don't think I've had any dealings with the Harpers, but I do see the potential to actually be more inclined to offer perhaps more magical things that we may find in the Underdark. And I will take out of the bag the orb of Phasarus. And this,
As
yeah,
soon as you do, his eyes kind of light up, and he says, "I've never seen so much Phasrus in one spot."
well, for the last few months now, we've been dealing with quite a bit of it, not only in the Underdark, but a little bit here on the surface. This is actually the most I've seen concentrated as well. And I would prefer not to take it with me. And I do have associates that could take it off my hands. But
He
how about a
reaches
gift?
he reaches into a bag and pulls out these like elbow length, extremely heavy, like almost PVC looking gloves. And he reaches out to take it, and he's like, "You just touched that with your bare hands? Are you insane?"
Yes, it is quite powerful as far as I've been able to. We
Rin grabs
actually
it whilst he's talking. She just grabs it out of his hand and just like
hey,
just
Does she take
stares
does she
at
take a
it.
bite?
No, no, no.
no.
She's like looking at it to see what is so dangerous about this little thing. She's like
Oh,
laughing while she's staring at it.
well,
Uh,
how do you think that unicorn appeared? The phasers reacted to my magic.
you got a unicorn to appear?
His name
Yes.
is Charlie.
Yes, he doesn't like us so much, but he's helpful.
Very.
Very disgruntled when we summon him by accident.
Well, I'd certainly love to be able to study this stuff. You say you
Well,
want to make a trade. I
how
mean,
about a
it's
gift for your
a
assistance in the
gift.
future?
He will hold on to the phasers, and like phasers you've seen in the Underdark all over the place with your travels is usually like almost like a moss, like it's growing
Yeah,
on stuff, right? So it's almost like a fungus.
yeah.
This orb that you found in the forge is like hard orb, like it is like
Like a sphere, like an actual crystal kind
Yeah,
of thing.
like somebody crunched it into a sphere. Like somebody really packed it in, and like this is not a natural occurrence. Somebody messed with it. So he wants this, you can tell.
I am more akin to giving it to more adept magic caster than someone that I may know who may perhaps explode themselves at some point. But
Does he
because
look
of our
pointedly at Brimley?
because of where we are and what is going on, if you would help us, and not for free, but sway you a little bit with this gift, it would be much appreciated.
Study what you learned today.
He's holding it with
Study
these
what you
gloves,
learned
and he
today.
kind of motions for one of his assistants to grab some other stuff out of a bag. And you see like a little science kit almost. Like he's got the glasses that have the one eye that really extends down, and some tweezers and some stuff. And he starts poking around at it, and he's like, "Yeah, this stuff is incredibly concentrated, but it's still not a terrible amount." So Sir or Lord Zelron will kind of weigh it in his hands, and he'll say, "If you bring me more of this, then I will lend you whatever assistance we can."
Okay, I can do that. I can definitely
Rin,
do that, sir.
can I have a sidebar with Cassius 1 second? And
Uh-huh.
Rin
Well, we
pulls.
can talk mentally. So what's up there?
Oh, okay. So pretty much, how can we get more concentrated stuff when we weren't the ones who made it?
Well, we've never taken it before, and I think as much as concentrating it, that's not going to be us doing it. But
Yeah,
we do
but
have
maybe
other
he's
people that
looking
can do it.
for concentrated
Yeah, well, we
phaser.
can only offer him what we can get. So, I'll do the best I can to find something and to make it into something he would take, or at
So
least
what are
something
you saying,
reasonable.
that we collect as much phaserus as possible whilst we're in the Underdark?
Well, we never have. We've always kind of stayed away from it. So, yeah,
Okay.
we'll do our best to collect what we can. Maybe we'll find it easy to accumulate. Who knows? But I don't want to take it with me,
I talk out loud to uh
Lord
to the
Xander.
person. Yes. And I say, like, how much are you looking for?
As much as you can give me.
Just regular phaserus?
I mean, this stuff can be
I have a bag of
unpredictable, but
holding.
it
I have
can
a bag of
really
holding. How about I take that phaserus and see what happens if I put it in the bag of holding?
No.
I'd kind of rather that you
Let's
didn't.
not do that. Yeah,
Okay, then
yeah. We're not doing that. We're gonna
I
use a
don't.
normal
okay,
bag.
then I'll put it in my backpack and I'll carry it around. It's not like if I have like magical powers that can like it will affect, but it will affect you guys
True.
because I'm
Perhaps you
carrying it.
are the most apt to carry it because of your intellectual fortitude.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. He's going to pull an amulet off of his neck and hand it to you, Cassius.
Okay. Fantastic.
And the oh, I need to switch something here. And the shield guardian walks around the table and now seems to be following you.
Oh, Jesus. Really? You wanted to
Lord
give me this?
Lord Zelron will say, "Well, I want you to actually be able to follow through on your end of the bargain. So this is how I can assist with that."
Okay.
So
So,
Cassius,
so is he attack? I mean,
you now are in possession of a shield guardian. Shield
oh,
guardian
You
is
shit.
a
lucky son
large
of a bitch.
construct.
Yep.
It is magically bound to the amulet. As long as the guardian and the amulet are on the same plane of existence, you can telepathically call the guardian to travel to where you are. The guardian knows the distance and direction to your amulet at any given time, and as long as you are within 60 feet of it, half the damage you take is transferred to your guardian.
Nice.
Wow.
Let's see. Does the guardian roll its own initiative in combat?
I mean, if you want it that way, you could
Well,
always go
if
after me.
if it's like an artificer thing, then yes, it does.
Okay. So yeah,
Oh,
you have a shield guardian, or
wow.
rather, whoever has the amulet has a shield guardian.
Gotcha. Well, I'll just wear it. It's a wearable thing, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I
just,
believe the Shield Guardian amulet also does not require attunement, so technically anyone could put it on at any point.
Yes.
Yes, that is
So you
correct.
could like hand it over to
Interesting,
Brimley if
interesting.
Brimley needs some protection or something, and he can give it
You
back.
got it.
Yeah,
Nice.
like the
Hey,
shield
this is
guardian has
cool.
some pretty cool abilities for, especially if somebody is a caster. So,
You
um,
got it.
anyhow, look into
Thank you, sir.
how a shield guardian works. We're then going to cut over to the next table, which is the Order of the Gauntlet, where Vel and Larovi are. Vel and Larovi, as you approach the table, you can see that Sir Laniver is not touching his food, and he's just sort of glaring at this table over here.
Is the menu not to your liking, good sir?
Without looking at you, he's just going to say, "It's nothing to do with the menu, more the company. It
Yes,
Oh,
puts me off my appetite."
it is dire circumstances, though.
Is it? I've seen no evidence of such a problem that we would need to sully our reputation by working alongside cutthroats, thieves, and black market dealers.
you clearly you clearly underestimate the gravity of this situation.
Perhaps. And he'll finally look at you and he'll say, "But I will refuse to sully our good name. So, what can we do here? The Order of the Gauntlet is a organization of good, not of evil."
So you're saying that your men will not work with anyone, even if it is to achieve a great good, defending our very plane of existence from the incursion of what actually is a true evil.
Vel and Larovi, roll me insight checks.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
That was Brimley.
Oh man.
Wow.
You still did better than me.
Wow.
Damn.
I
Well,
rolled a 1. I got better than Vel.
okay, with an 11,
Yes. Yes.
you're you're not gleaning too much off of his face and body language. He's very, very stoic. So he'll kind of put a hand on the table and
Sorry, I said decided to poop out.
hold on a second. My wife is texting me. Okay. That is not critical. We'll deal with that later. So Sir Laniver puts his hands on the table and he'd say, "Obviously, I and my men would, and women, we're an equal opportunity organization here, as long as you are of the good variety, um, would certainly not hesitate should a demon attack occur. But as I've said, I've no inclination that this is what's actually happened, and I'm certainly not going to go hunting in the Underdark with a Zhentarim agent for this sort of foray."
Nope. You see no proof of this incursion. Is this conference here and now not proof enough? The information has been brought, investigated. Hell, the Emerald Enclave knows what's coming.
They'll give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Could I give
Ah.
guidance as well as with the advantage?
Yes, you may.
Larove will put a hand on Vel's shoulder and cast guidance to get the extra d4.
Oh, with a 4 on that d4. Nice. 22 total.
22. Oh, does that already have the D4 on it? Oh, nice. Okay, with a 22, you can tell that this guy is struggling to question his morals, as it were. Like he wants to be helpful, but he really is having a problem with the working with the Zhentarim. But he will kind of relent and would say, "All right, what if instead of for instead of sending anyone into the Underdark with you, we were able to support the Emerald Enclave directly by supplying them with extra protections. Therefore, they'd be able to send more help into the Underdark, I think. It's a
That's
stretch, but he's
acceptable.
working on it.
That's acceptable for me. Not everyone needs to go down there. Supporting another faction to strengthen them and embolden them would be very wise, I think, especially with how your order operates. And the Emerald Enclave is always willing to collaborate.
Very well. We shall support the Emerald Enclave in their surface conflicts that they may run into while they send their troop, or not troops, they don't really do that, their members down below. And he'll hold a hand out to shake hands.
I will shake his.
All right. Moving on, we will cut over to this table. Brimley, Davra is sitting with her feet up on the table, picking something out of her teeth with a very, very slender dagger.
Oh wow! I didn't know such beauty was going to be at this event. I look, look. You can see how my hair is standing straight out. That means something. Like whoo wee. I thought the food was spicy. Whoo, you take the cake for that one.
God damn it. She'll kind of, without stopping, she'll kind of smile down at you and say, "Well, aren't you a
Something.
something?"
Hey, look! Don't let this 4-foot frame
Something.
of stand in the way. I mean, I know how to get things done. If you know what I mean.
God damn it, man. She'll lean forward, get her feet off the table, and sort of lean down until she's right in front of you, and she'll say, "Oh, I know that the height of a man is not the measure of a man, as it were."
That's right. It's the size of a stick. I got you, right? I got you on that one, too.
God.
You're doing great. Everything is going great. She'll say, "So, what can I do for you,
Yeah, I don't.
Master Wizard?"
Oh, ooh, master. Thank you. What is your title? I don't want to offend you. I mean, you are the belle of the ball, if you were. You know, this is, you should be at the head table, but, I know it's Davra, but is it Lady Davra? Mrs. Davra?
She can absolutely tell you're fishing. And, she'll kind of just lean back again and say, "Well, titles are rather meaningless amongst my organization. It paints too much of a target, so Davra's fine.
Yeah, right. Okay. Hopefully one day your title will be mine, but that's besides the point. So how excited are you about taking care of this demon incursion? Right. This is as soon as I heard about that, I'm like, biff! I'm already there. Shit, where's everybody else?
Yes, you do seem the eager type. Let me make this as clear as I can to you. I'm here because you need something from me, not the other way around.
I mean,
So when
you
you
couldn't have
can
said that
provide
even
me with
better, but
something I want, then we'll make a deal. So what can you give to me?
ooh, huh.
I'm actually. Can I hear this going on since I'm near the table?
I'm not being
These
quiet.
conversations are all kind of happening concurrently.
Oh. Well, can I wait? Because maybe I didn't approach him yet, and I was gonna wait for Brimley because I got a feeling that she's more into violence than anything else, right? Can I
Is
get that? Can I
that the
get?
vibe you're picking up?
Is that the vibe? Am I picking up that vibe?
Am I
Make-
picking up what you're putting down?
Yeah.
I
Can I do like
guess
an
make
insight?
me an insight check.
Okay, I'm gonna guidance myself. D4, right?
Oh, you guys are close enough. You guys should be rolling d20s. You're close enough to that phase ball. Let me get one from Larovi and then one
All
from
right.
Riker.
I'm that close.
Wow, that stuff is potent.
65 feet.
Uh huh.
16.
Okay.
Oh, Riker.
Ooh,
Oh, Riker.
Riker, give me a d100.
Charlie, 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 Charlie.
All of a sudden, Deathwing appeared.
Okay. Riker. Things you can feel the magic in your body. It feels like it's almost like it's coursing through you at an increased rate. You feel quick, sort of. So you actually your next spell, or rather, you are able to the next time you cast a spell that would require an action, cast it as a bonus action.
Nice.
Nice.
So just like looks like he just took a shot of adrenaline. Or
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
There's a
it'll
little tiny
be.
bit of blue lightning
Spells
going
for
through the eyes,
everybody.
That's still.
Whoa!
That's still
But
20 insight though.
with a 20 insight, you can see that as Davra's kind of like playfully talking to Brimley, her little dagger is like never far from him. Like
All right.
she is kind of always ready to stab a bitch, as it were.
I'm gonna say to him real quick. Excuse me, Lord. I gotta go help my friend there. He looks like he's gonna be in trouble in a minute. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna walk over. And I'm gonna say, Brimley, who's your new fan? Who's your new friend here?
I like to color mine, but we're still working on that situation. But this is Davra because she doesn't like titles. And she's looking for something to. I mean, she says we need her. But looking for a more concrete, I guess, type of thing that she's looking for. I mean, what's better than a demon? A dead demon. But that's just my opinion. But
How about I sweeten the deal and says, "Would you looking for weapons and armor for anything specific?"
She'll kind of smile and say, "No. If we're
No.
gonna talk plainly, I want a cut."
Of.
that's why you got your dagger out.
And she'll just kind of run it down the side of your face, Brimley. Not cutting you or anything, just like the blade just kind of scrapes along, and she says, "Always."
Whoa.
I mean, I don't
Hey now.
I don't kink shame or anything. Whatever you're into, I mean, that's fine with me.
Um,
And what are
looking
you
at
looking to cut
Riker,
up?
looking at Riker, she's like 50% of whatever you bring out of the Underdark goes to me and my organization. You give me that, I give you what you need.
How about I'm gonna try to do a different deal. So my let's say organization deal in armors and weapons, and we are looking for more, I would say, transportation / security wise. If you provide help with this, we will give you 40% of my family's dealings to you, and we're very lucrative.
40% of your family's dealings in what?
Oh, we sell high-end armor, weapons at a very good price.
One second. I'm now getting other messages. Do I have to deal with this right now?
Is everybody just crowding around her now?
No.
No, it's just me and
Okay.
Brinley.
Well, it doesn't look like you need help, though.
No.
She'll look back to you and say, the library at Graven Hollow alone would be outrageously lucrative on the black market.
Mm-hmm.
I want
But
50% of whatever you bring out of the Underdark.
I mean, you can
what if
have
we don't bring
100% of
anything
me
out?
if you want, but
Well, then it sounds like we don't have a deal.
hey,
But what if we don't bring anything out? What if everything goes to shit?
Well,
per
then I
se?
suppose you probably won't make it.
She's smart.
From whom? You or
we would die. She's a smart lady.
first of all, you already had me at library. If there's anything I like more than a woman like you, it's a book. How can I get in said library?
I'm not laughing.
She'll laugh and she'll kind of, this time without the dagger, just kind of touch your face a little bit and just say, the longer you stand there, the less I want to kill you, little man.
I can stay in here a long time.
Well, then I would definitely kill you. But
I mean,
Ask her if there's
are we looking
anything
for just like
specific.
a gold exchange, or like, hey, I found 2 buttons, you can have 1 button, or it's like the money thing.
it's the money thing. Are you trying to get into my buttons?
I sure am.
say no, say no, say no, say no.
Hey, you speak for yourself. I'm speaking. I'm speaking for
Language of
all of
love.
this.
I'm saying that in my head, by the
And-
way.
And Brimley was killed at dinner.
And that awkward moment where everyone else at the other tables are just getting undirect messages through Brimley's head.
All the
of
messages
horny
are
thoughts,
just kind
horny
of
thoughts. It's just like, fuck, Brimley, stop.
Ask her if there's something specific she's looking for,
I
and
was
then
gonna get
lower
to,
the percentage.
and hold on. For
This
you,
is all in your mind.
I know. I'm gonna ask Kate. Let's say we don't find anything in the library. Wouldn't some money come in to your pocket better than none? And I can also say, you see that giant thing over there?
Yes, your new pet.
Yes.
Shield Guardian is quite impressive.
Yes. Says I can look like him with my armor, and I can make armor like that for you. Or let's say my family can.
I have the armor I need. My people don't deal in war. My people deal in shadows. That's our whole deal, sir.
Okay, so the shadows means stabbing people sometimes, correct?
She's
Wink,
got her
nudge.
dagger just kind of tickling the bottom of Brimley's chin, and she's like, absolutely.
Yeah. What if my family brought you some high-end daggers then? That can return to your hand, or after being thrown, that kind of thing.
That's pretty cool.
I do understand that, but you're missing the point of this venture.
No, I get this. Like, you want 50% from the library. What
Oh,
if
no,
there's
no, no,
nothing?
no. I don't want 50% from the library. The library is just an example. I
She
want
said 50% from everything.
50% of everything
Yeah.
that comes out of the Underdark with you.
It's a pretty steep raise.
Can we say 40% and make it a deal?
We're going to do a contested check here. Make a persuasion check.
How far
You
am
got
I from?
advantage on that.
I know. I'm just.
Good luck.
What was it? Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Good luck.
Oh, I'm a +7.
And then
That's not too
she's
bad.
gonna contest.
Yeah, I just wondering if I should guide it to just risk the detail.
Yeah. Taking the dice, buddy. You got this.
Ooh.
Okay.
See, just relax.
Pretty decent.
You're okay.
That's pretty
No,
decent.
I haven't been okay in a while. I've been rolling D1s or natural ones for a while.
Yeah, you
Well, if
have.
you're rolling D1s, that's why you're getting ones all the time. God.
I meant natural ones. You know what
I
I'm
know
talking
it.
about.
I know what you meant. All right, with a 26, she was gonna fight you on this a little bit, but she'll kind of squint, look down, look up, take the dagger out of Brimley's beard, and reach a hand out to you.
Can I scoot a couple steps forward to maintain contact?
Brimley's gonna start
I
combat.
shake her hand.
All right. She looks back up at the shield guardian and then back at Brimley, and she says, "Well, you got a new pet, and it seems I may have gotten a new pet."
Yeah, you had from him. Okay, good deal. We'll talk soon. Also, what are you providing for help?
I'm going to tell you how to get to Mantol-Derith.
Okay, you can tell your new pet. Cool.
Very well. And then she'll talk to you, Brimley. Mantol-Derith is a weird little basically no man's land in the Underdark where Drow, Dwergar, deep gnomes, and specifically the Zhentarim have a little treaty where that's where they trade amongst each other. And so one of her representatives there in Mantol-Derith has possession of the compass that will lead you to Graven Hollow.
I mean, do I look for a specific name, or I mean, do I say, "Hey, I
You're
know
going to
Davra"?
go. Well, I mean, that's certainly not going to hurt. You are going to go to the Zhentarim Enclave in Mantol-Derith, and you're going to ask for Gazrim Dulok.
Gazrim Dulath. Okay.
Gazrim has the compass, and Gazrim will give it to you as long as you give him this. And she is going to pass you a little tiny scroll with a seal on it. And she says, if the seal is broken when he gets it, you're all going to die. If you ask for it without giving him this, you're all going to die. Do you understand me?
Yeah, so we gotta exchange this compass for the scroll. No broken seal. Die. It has to be like we handshake. We turn around. All this fun stuff, right?
Exactly. And she kind of caresses the side of your face. And I just hate for you to die.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I show you what the hills have secrets.
Dear God.
I think we're gonna die.
All right, Brimley has the scroll.
Awesome.
Riker, are you coming over to talk to this guy over here?
Yeah.
You guys aren't able to move at this point since we're doing a if anybody wants to talk to anybody else,
I
go ahead
want
and
to
move
talk
yourselves
to this
around.
person.
And let me turn to the correct Lord's Alliance page here. Okay, Riker, you have heard of Lord Erevan, but you've never met him. Your family definitely has dealings with the Lord's Alliance, especially with their interest in trade. Um, Lord Erevan is a half elf, and he's just sort of sitting there happily eating his food.
I'm gonna greet him, says my lords. I don't know if you know my name, but my family goes way back. My name's Riker Sigurd III. My father, Riker Sigurd, from near Boulder's Gate. I don't know if you heard of them.
He takes a big drink of his wine. He says, "Ah, yes. How is your father these days?"
Stubborn as usual. Sent me out
Yes.
to do trade, because my other brothers are too lazy, and just cared about where's my money, that kind of thing.
Well, I can see the appeal of that, as it were, but
Yes.
so, my intention here is to finish my meal, take my men, and leave. There is nothing for me here other than a mire of, rather, it's sort of like a pleasure boat. This seems an awful lot like a hole in the water you throw money into.
Yes, but it's also a good cause, though, with the, you know, invasion coming. I'm assuming you heard the news.
I have heard what I've been told that got me here,
It's
but
very
looking
true.
around, everything looks to be well in hand. I'm sure that you and your friends are more than capable of handling this situation. So,
I'll be quite frank. It's going to be a very difficult challenge, and I don't think we can all handle it alone. I think we all need all to come together.
make me a quick persuasion check.
Where is? Oh, why'd you move over there, Cassius? You dumb fuck!
You weren't going to get far enough away in this room. Like, it wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
22.
Are you trying to
Wait,
attack me?
I have advantage, right? So 22.
With a
Yes, sir.
22, he puts down his wine and puts his hands kind of clasped on the table, and he says, "All right, fine. You've got my attention."
Wonderful. So we need every support. It comes from every high-end group in this whole, I would say, party. Party. I'm assuming. Is this a feast? I don't know. Let's say party.
It's a banquet, but sure, whatever.
Yes, it's been a while. I haven't been around royalty in a while. I've been on the road. Excuse me for a bit. I've been hanging around with these people, and they rubbed off on me. Let's just say that. But what I'm willing to do to trade, I'm assuming your men always needs updated gear, and you know my father, and you know our reputation. Anything we can help with you, you can help with us. Hopefully, we can make a deal.
Let me make a quick roll here. Okay. Lord Ervain is obscenely wealthy, and he is, like most wealthy people, not someone who likes to separate himself from his wealth. But you clearly got his attention, and he's not seeming super interested in your trade because he already trades with your father. That's how they know each other. And like when I say know each other, he knows of your father. Again, your families don't intermingle here. Like he's the type of person who it is advantageous for him to know who's involved, but you're not on a first name basis or anything. You're either your father's not. So he's going to kind of sit back and steeple his fingers and just say, "Well, I'm just not really sure what we can do here for each other. I mean, normally in this sort of situation, if we were to send our people into the Underdark, it would be to spearhead a outpost or found a small town with which we could with which we could trade or extend our trade networks. Um, and I just don't know if that's the sort of thing that your group is capable of."
You'd be surprised. We can. Uh, Maybe we can set up an outpost down in the Underdark. If you provide something to help build that outpost.
Oh my god.
Hmm. Very well.
Then you increase your trade and be more profitable.
Very well. What we will do is we will finance an outpost from you. You go down, I'll send some of my surveyors with you. They'll need guards though, that'll be a whole thing. If you can establish some sort of beachhead down there, then we'll call it even. Otherwise, I will hold you and your family accountable for my losses.
Now, I am gonna be saying this. There's no guaranteed that this may happen. Anything can go wrong down there. And I mean anything.
Hold on. He's making a check here. Okay. Look, I can't very well get into this business without some sort of financial protections. That's how people become wealthy. And as you can tell, I am that.
I know this very well. If you send some of your men to help guard your wealth, and maybe for a backup plan to help set up your outpost, if you finance this expedition, and this may be help greater your odds to set up this wonderful outpost to make more money. I think looking at you and your wealth, and I think you can spare a few men to ensure your wealth becomes a lot larger per se.
All right. He is going to send with you 3 human surveyors and 5 guards. They are basically going to be NPCs traveling with your party at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Those guys always survive.
Yeah, we have a guy in our party named Sieg, and he has not died in our Monday game or Sunday game. I have no idea how is this guy still alive.
Sieg is the main character of that story. We have been over this.
I mean, we did give him a Vorpal sword.
I mean, yeah,
Shit.
he is basically the best. Do you guys remember how we got Sieg? He was best to get his head cut off.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good time. Okay, so yeah, you have 2, or rather 3 Lord's Alliance surveyors and 5 Lord's Alliance guards. Lord's Alliance guards are challenge rating 3 human fighters.
Building nothing.
They have long swords and heavy crossbows.
That's pretty awesome.
And what I get from it, he is financing this expedition, correct?
Yes.
Cool. Well, it was nice to meet you, sir.
We are going to. He
I'll
is.
be moving on.
Yeah, he is gonna go back to his food, and we are gonna cut over to Rin and Cassius here at this table.
Sure. So what are we doing here then?
I want to see if they can help us.
Okay. I'm with you. I'll help however I can.
Hello.
So when you approach the table, Mortissa has the letter that Vel gave her, and she also is talking to a couple of her other compatriots at the table, asking about the item. And other person at the table says, "We haven't heard anything yet from King Bruenor, but supposedly they've been working on it. They had some sort of hiccup with their forges, but now that it's back online, it will hopefully be not that long."
We actually helped them with that.
I look up
Sorry,
top,
I was telling my son to shush because I couldn't hear what you said. Can you
well, now
repeat
Rin doesn't get to
that?
know.
I'm sorry. My kid keeps talking over you, and it's like
You can't help
driving
it.
me nuts.
It's fine. It's fine. So Mortissa and one of her other people there, when you come up, they are talking to each other about something they're referring to as the item. And the associate is saying that King Bruenor said it was not finished yet, that there had been a problem with the forge, but now that the forge is back online, they can work on it again.
That's great news because we helped fix up the forge for them, so I'm sure he's going to get right on that.
She'll
Yes.
look up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you approaching."
I'm very quiet.
Sorry. Hello, I'm Rin, the Man Destroyer. And this is Cassius.
Still laugh
Hello.
and shake your hand, Rin, and say, "I like that."
I have Mesa faced many a battles to earn that title.
It was mostly done on
Oh,
men.
I'm sorry, I was a bit distracted. What is it that I can do for you?
I was wondering if you could somehow assist us in the Underdark. Um,
Well, it's interesting that you say that. We had just gotten word that our associate of the enforcers over there, Vel, and she'll wave over at you, Vel, is to
Hello.
assist you in this manner. Um,
yes.
we
Wait.
have had
Dad just texted me to go relax.
something that may also be of assistance to you, but well, and she'll call you over, Vel. If you wouldn't mind, Vel,
Yes. I'll walk over.
um, she'll say our associate Luminous recovered from the Underdark a sword. This is a sword of immense power, and we had actually sent it ahead here because the forges of Gauntlet are the only ones capable, to our knowledge, of making fine adjustments to an item such as that. As far as we can tell, it must be handled by somebody that Luminous was able to pass along to Vel, and therefore it is going to fall to you.
Oh, one of the Enclave's newest weapons. I look forward to testing it for you.
Well, we do hope that it works out as well as we hoped. King Bruenor will know whether or not its completion is imminent or not. Oh, I forgot that the Shield Guardian is supposed to come with you.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I'm just going to give you control of that token.
I appreciate that.
Actually, I can't because it's not a playable character. I'll have to adjust it later.
Okay.
But for now, I'll just move it. Oh, hey, Monty. Hey, come back. Get in your bed.
That's what I'm going to name the Shield Guardian, Monty. That's a great name. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome. Get in your bed. Get in your bed. I know she kicked you out. Lay down. So Vel, you can talk to King Bruenor about that. Mortissa, just get in your bed. Just get in your bed. It's fine. Mortissa is also going to gesture to the soldiers that she brought with her, and remember that they are all in their green tinted leaf scale mail. I'm going to send all of these people down into the Underdark with you to assist in any way they can.
That's wonderful news.
So you guys are going to get, and I'm not going to make you make checks for this because you have one of the Emerald Enclave in your party. You are going to get how many of these? Emerald Enclave Scouts you're going to get 6 of them with you. They are scouts. They have advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing and sight. They have melee weapons, but they primarily use crossbows, and they all ride giant lizards.
Nice.
Very cool.
Gotta love it.
So
That's
you
the
have a little bit of an entourage going back into the Underdark.
more the merrier. I want to make sure that none of us die again when we go back down there. We've
Well, we don't
lost so many
need to
people.
die either.
No, we've only lost one person.
Yeah, that's true.
Technically.
Actually, Cassius and I have lost many
Oh,
of
yeah.
people on our adventures.
I think
We
we're up to
won't.
like 9 now.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
need as much power as we can get. It's dangerous down there.
So with
Dangerous
that,
down there. Take me with you.
with that, unless you want to talk to King Bruenor or back to any of the other people that you've talked to, hey,
I
I'm pretty sure my dog needs to go outside. One moment.
All right.
okay.
Okie-doke.
You want to know what? I like the way that you think. and
Oh no.
and fist bumps
You mean
Larovi and
Vel?
then goes Val. Yes, sorry, Val. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah,
Just
we're
like
all-
Larovi's just sitting here
Mhm.
scooping mouthfuls of food, just like the fuck is going on? Why is everyone hopscotching?
Larovi also never denies someone a fist bump.
And as everyone is,
Yeah, he was sitting there and then he was just left like hanging. Just
I got to deal with Murderous 1, Murderous 2, and horny guy down there.
yeah. Speaking of which, as everyone makes their way back to the king, you're all here mentally in a very like intellectually astute, non-lispy voice of, "Look, I have the whereabouts of this compass. All we had to do is transfer this scroll with a seal on it that can't be broken to a place called the Mantol-Derith, and they will give us the compass and help. But I will stay back over here with Darvra to try to get some more information."
Where's your list gone? In my head.
It's a clever ruse to make people think that I'm not as intelligent as I really am.
Uh-huh. Alright, fun. Horny
But
guy.
proceed with the king and his mission. So, if if we're into to dagger plague and little shed blood, I'm okay with that. You know, Little blood never hurts anybody, if you know what I mean.
I mean, that's exactly the opposite of true, but
You are literally lying.
Can we press mute on his mind? Can we press mute?
You're still on
No, you
channel 1.
cannot.
Switch to channel 2, for the love of God.
all right. Are any of you talking to King Bruenor?
I'm gonna just say to him, says, thank God you're normal.
Says, well, I certainly hope so.
Vel will lean over the back chairs on his left side and just say, "So, my bosses told me that you may know when a certain item may be completed in its work. Something to help us down there."
Looking at the Enclave member and then back at you and say, I suppose you must be the intended recipient.
It would
It's
appear that way.
it's not finished, but now that the forges are back up and running, I think that it won't be long now. I really hope that you're impressed by our work. It's been quite the thing to see.
From the way everybody's talking about it, I'm sure it will be spectacular.
Did they need an extra pair of hands, my lord?
Oh no, they've got the primordial back under control. That's all they need. The
Okay.
master smiths here are something else. But
Well,
just because we
Master
have
Smith
something,
is here, you know.
just
It's
because
right
we
here.
have something for Miss Vel here, does not mean that the rest of you are to go into the Underdark unprepared.
Oh,
That would be very appreciated.
very much appreciated.
He is going to.
Larovi gets a quick free upgrade, Mal +3, never uses it.
Oh my god.
So I guess I have a question about my shield guardian. I was kind of doing some preliminary looking up. Can it equip a weapon?
Let me
Because
look
by
at
the
the
way it
shield.
looks, it's mostly fist oriented, but it has 0 proficiencies in anything. So it can't attune to anything either, right?
Yeah, it does not look like it can hold a weapon.
Okay. So then I'm thinking it's more like a golem and it'll just punch stuff.
That's sort of its deal, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got it. It's good.
I can punch very hard, though.
It does
It's
a
okay.
good
It does alright
punch.
damage. Yeah, it does 2 punches and it can cast 1 spell.
So King Bruenor is going to signal to one of his people, and they are going to leave, and they are going to come back with 6 boxes.
Not boxes. What's in the box?
No.
What I mean.
Send my mom
Right.
in there? Oh god.
This is turning into Curse of Strahd, where I just kill your family.
I yell over before the boxes reach and I tell Vel, come sit next to me. I enjoy your company.
Don't do it. It's a trick.
Joke's on you. My family is already dead.
You're part rogue. Waha.
Vel flicks Riker in the back of the head as she walks by.
I'm mentally giving you the finger in my head.
I can still hear that.
Rin,
I know.
I don't understand how, but I can hear it. It's just middle finger, middle finger, middle finger. Okay. Brimley, where are you? Oh, you're still back at that table.
Yep,
Gotcha.
Silver Davra.
Okay. Let me pull up everybody's thing here. Rin, you are approached, and the box that is open for you contains a belt inside.
Ooh.
And King Bruenor is going to say, for many, many generations, giants have been the traditional enemy of the dwarves, and so we've come up with many ways to combat their large size and strength.
Oh.
Say thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm what kind of belt is this? Is Tom even there?
Oh, he
He gone.
died.
He's,
Oh.
all of his might went into the belt before Belt's strength, and he just vanished.
Oh dear God. No,
Can you
not
guys hear me now?
Tom.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
There
can
it
hear
My
It's
my
like,
mic
no,
came unplugged.
Tom.
My mic came unplugged.
It was
He
like
was
perfect
too hungry to
timing.
belt.
Great time.
Yesterday, my mic kept coming unplugged, and I cannot figure out why it's doing that. But
It's
yeah,
possibly loose.
I don't think so, because like I'm jostling it right now, and it's not coming loose. It just like every once in a while will be like pop. Um,
Hmm.
so yes, this is a belt of frost giant strength.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
if you are attuned and wearing it, your strength increases to 23.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So manage inventory, go belt
Yep.
of frost.
You'll probably have to look for giant strength and then select
Yeah,
frost giant.
found it.
Uh,
Equipment. Okay, so I have to tune to this, right?
mhm.
I'm gonna unattune to the grasping tattoo.
Okay. Unattuning from a tattoo causes a tattoo needle to just sort of appear in your hand, and the tattoo is contained within it.
Oh,
Oh.
hey, that's pretty cool.
Brimley, hustling across the floor since they expected you to be up at the table, comes somebody with a box for you.
Excuse me, my lady. I think this is for me. Give me 1 second.
Oh, don't let me keep you.
Please go away.
They open the box, and inside are. Let me make sure I get this item description correct. There it is. You find 2 flat iron rods with a button on one end. The rods are shaped like a bull on each side.
Oh,
These are immovable rods.
sweet. I got 2 of them.
You've got 2
That's
of them.
awesome.
Nice.
Uh,
Hopefully I'll be able to use this later so she can't get away.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Brimley, what's your armor class?
19.
19. Okay.
10 go higher.
Yeah.
Brimley, there's an arm slowly wrapped around the one side of your shoulder, and then the dagger comes across your neck the other side, and she whispers, "I can always get away."
I mean, you say that now, but you wait till later. We'll see who can get away.
Threaten me with a good time. That will bring us to.
How do we always get Immortai in every fucking group?
Hey, just
because of whiskey, that's why. Or bourbon,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, so that is Rin. That is Brimley. Larovi. You are approached by somebody wearing Priest of Moradin robes. And opening their box, there will be a little amulet inside. And they'll say, "I know that you're not a follower of our god Moradin, but I think that you'll still find that this is helpful to you." And this is a this is an amulet of the devout +3.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Oh my
Jesus.
god. Okay, so I have a +12. I have
Yeah.
+12.
Oh, just because you guys are about to get a bunch of dope items, don't feel like it's because you're gonna be fighting the same monsters. Just a heads up.
I know. I feel like
Exactly.
you're about to fuck us over. I have this feeling that
Larovi, out of respect, will take off his amulet and ask if they could hold on to his amulet until he
Mm.
comes back.
Of course, it will hang in a place of honor in the Iron Tabernacle until your return.
Thank you.
That is gonna bring us to dun 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 dun. Cassius.
Awesome.
Cassius, the box for you has what looks like a kind of weirdly shaped mace in it. It's long for a mace, but it has a flanged head at the top and also at the bottom, and 6 weird little buttons on it.
Oh.
This is a Rod of Lordly Might.
Oh my god.
You finally
yeah.
got one.
That is pretty awesome.
Cassius has been asking for one of those for so long.
So useful.
Okay, so that
Awesome.
is
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
all right. So that is going to bring us to Riker. And Riker, I wasn't really sure what to give you because I don't really know anything about artificers.
Let's see what you got me.
Hold on. Oh my God, come back, page.
The king just gives you a crisp high five.
Oh.
Inside, inside is a silver hand that just gives you a high five whenever you want it.
Does it do inflict wounds if I do it to someone else?
Only if you're mean to it.
Oh,
Uh,
Jesus.
God damn it! Where is your? What did I come up with for you? Da, da, da. Come on. Oh, I also really wanted to give you a bag of beans.
No, I don't need those.
That would have
Oh
been
my
good.
god. A bag of beans? That's awesome.
I mean, if you're not going to use
Okay.
this bag of beans, I'll surely take them.
Oh, your bag of beans. That's pretty good. God.
You never know when you need a stuffed buffalo, and a 9
Mhm.
iron.
Yep.
Okay. There we go.
Into it. Yes.
Yeah. So I got you. Oh fuck, that wasn't it either.
So,
Where the fuck did it go? I don't know. I know the guys in my Curse of Strahd group. I told you. I lost my my thing that had all my notes in it. So I am going through figuring out everything from my handwritten notes. So that is why this is taking forever, because I wrote things down and then they did not put them back where they were supposed to be.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I mean, at least I had something. Come on, where is it? Here we go. Okay, now we're at least in the right section. Okay. Yours is...
Excuse me.
Oh, would you rather have that?
Up to you. I figured out that I can actually make them, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm just
I
double
think
checking 1 minute.
that will probably work better than what I came up with anyway.
Well, just type what you think would work better, because I can actually make those in a higher level.
I had come up with a casting thing for you, and I cannot fucking find it now.
The all-purpose tool.
Is that what it was?
That's the artificer, bonus to spells and whatnot.
Yes, that was it. I don't know
The
why
what?
I can't find it. Oh, it's because I'm
All-purpose
looking in
tool.
the wrong thing. Yep.
Do you have that?
So an all-purpose tool gives you a it's the
+1, 2, or
Artificer's
3.
Bloodwell Vial or Amulet of the Devout. It's the same as that, but for an Artificer. So yours is a boop. Yeah, I was going to give you one of those. That is a +3 one.
Yeah, that works for me better than.
Okay.
Yeah. Wonderful. What was it called again? Tinker's
It
Tools?
is an all-purpose tool.
Cool.
And then
+3.
Vel, your item is
Thank
not
you.
in a box. Your item is in the forge.
My box is empty.
Your box has the Crisp High 5 in it.
Yeah.
So it'll take a couple of days to get everything situated that for the excursion into the Underdark, which will grant enough time for Vel to make a trip down to the forge.
Oh,
Yes.
I wanted to do something with Cassius really quickly. Before we went off on our excursion. So like a nighttime rest. Just let me know when we're taking a rest.
Yeah, that can be any time here.
Oh, okay. Then let you go first, and then I'll go after.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Vel. Nope, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna say I'm ahead of my groups. Does anybody have a slot open that they want a cloak of protection?
I do not.
Ooh.
If nobody else is going to take it, Vel will.
That would be probably the most beneficial.
I unbuttoned my cloak. Went, here you go. Gave it to him. Gave it to her.
Whoosh. She's like flipping it around like whoosh. So fancy.
It looks dope.
And by the way, that cloak is different from the others because I made that cloak.
The inside is just a stitched pattern of Riker's face.
Exactly. Doing the superhero
Vel,
pose.
you get taken down to the forge by King Bruenor, and the master smith. Like virtually all of the smiths in Gauntlet are master smiths. This is the master smith of the master smiths. He's down there putting the finishing touches on Vigilant Dawn.
Oh yeah.
And as you take Vigilant Dawn, you will find that its blade is made of pure crystal, and when activated, the sun blade is shining within it. And you will be receiving a message shortly. And with that, you guys are able to head out if you so desire.
Yes, get me out of here.
Ren grabs a pastry of some sort or whatever dessert, and she tells Cassius, "Hey, Cassius, can we talk?
Yeah.
In your room or my room? It doesn't matter which one.
You just mean in private?
In private, yes, please."
Cool. How long does that telepathic bond last? A long time?
I think it's an hour, but I'm not sure.
Cool.
Yeah, it's an hour, but I had to step away real quick.
Okay. Yeah, so if it's done, then good. Then we'll talk.
Do you guys want to go to the secret channel?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. We'll be back in a minute. Where's the secret? Super secret.
I'm gonna follow them to the super secret channels.
I just dragged him there.
I'm definitely not.
I was just like, no, go there now.
Some badass items we got.
Especially for you. Jesus.
I have a
What do you mean me?
DC.
Two
You
of
have a
you got
legendary-
plus. Two
you
of you
have a
got plus
legendary
3 casting
weapon.
items. Okay, technically this is the same legendary item Lou had, so it's not like I've gained anything new.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And two of you got plus 3 casting items. One of you got the frost. Rin got the frost giant. Like
Yeah, I know.
those are the 3 winners, I think. Brimley, I'm sorry, it feels like you kind of got screwed on this one.
I have a 21 spell save DC now.
And since I got Vigilant Dawn, I actually
Ready to leave Gauntlegrim?
Yes, I think we're heading towards the outpost thing. It was like mental something.
Mantol-Derith, yes.
Sure. Oh, do we get a rest?
Yeah,
Yes,
can
you
we-
will get a rest here. And
Sweet.
this is
Yay.
actually where you guys will level up, but I
Oh.
would rather we just deal with that at the end of the session.
Oh, come on, Tom.
so-
All right.
Because it's but yeah, this is where you would level up.
Dope. Level 14.
So are we not
I get
leveling
so
up now,
big.
or
If you
Yeah.
guys
No.
want, we can do that now. But yeah, I just find that if we do it mid game, it kind of brings the game to a standstill. So
all right,
if you
that'll
guys
work.
want, we can do it
Yeah.
right now, or we can continue on and just do it at the end of the session. That's up to you.
I'm
Well,
done.
yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's just that fast. I do have
Yeah.
a question about the rod, though. It says it can transform.
Finally, with the instructions you were given, you are. Oh, Brimley, if that was a 1 for your health, you can re-roll a 1.
Yeah, I rolled a 2. I actually had
Oh.
yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. So he was like, I did. I just rolled one worse.
So Brimley, you guys are still fairly close to the surface. You were given instructions on how to get to this place. It's technically in the Underdark, but at like the very edge of where the Underdark meets the surface world. You did not go through the way through Gauntlegrim because there's too much demon activity there. So you actually left Gauntlegrim and went in through a more remote entrance. But you know that somewhere in this near where you are, the entrance to Mantol-Derith is actually a hidden secret door somewhere in this vicinity.
Could I have the light spell put on me, please?
No.
For I cannot see.
Yeah, let me get you.
Me am the blind.
There we go.
Aha, light.
I guess technically that's a torch, but
Same difference.
there. Now it's the light spell. Much different. So you guys are in a fairly narrow.
So I
passageway.
asked him, what was the specific specifications so we don't fuck this up?
Hmm.
She said.
Don't open the seal.
She said, "Yeah, don't open the seal." And I have to give it to hold up, let me think back mentally. Guys,
She was so hot it was distracting.
Gazrin Darloth.
She wasn't.
Hey, you speak for yourself. When you have a hot woman with a knife, sometimes you lower your standards or raise them up depending on the situation.
The situation was get the fuck out.
I was trying to get the fuck in, but
Nice.
We noticed.
it was Gazaram Doloth, right?
Gazram Dulak.
Dulak. Then we gotta see Gazaram Dulak. We given this scroll. That's the seal is unbroken. We can't look at it. She was very specific about that, or we die.
Right.
And we'll get the compass back.
And what does this kind of compass do exactly? Why do we need it so bad?
It's something we should ask the king when we were still
I
in this
did a
company.
pretty poor job of actually explaining that last time. So the compass will take you to a place called Graven Hollow. And to the best of anyone's knowledge, Graven Hollow is something of a library built by the Stone Giants eons ago. And the Stone Giants have oracles that live there, and they, from Graven Hollow, can track everything going on in the Underdark at any given time and record it in their library. So that is why Graven Hollow is your destination, because that is where you might glean information on how this demon incursion was to happen. Because any of you that are familiar with demon activity know that it's incredibly rare for a demon lord to gain access to the material plane, let alone all of them at once.
Yeah.
So something has happened, and from your interactions that you've had with, you were actually able to have a conversation with Yinagu. You know that he was not brought there by choice. Something brought them there, or at least him.
So it acts as a library, and there's stone golems, and they know everything about the Underdark, and that's kind of why we need to get there, because demon lords weren't brought there by their own accord.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to it, but I don't want to bore you with the details.
Okay. Thank you for
Why am I on
filling me in. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's get this party on a move. Let's do this.
Can you also switch out my character for my armor character, please?
Sure.
Awesome. So, oh my God, we're super tiny.
Mm.
Oh, Monty. Oh no, he's covered some.
Oh, Monty would make a really good missile.
A
Good
Monty
what?
missile?
Oh God.
Could you throw him technically if you're raging?
I can now
No.
that we hit level 14.
Yeah, I have retaliation. I'm so fucking excited to get it. You have
Oh
no
yeah, that's
idea.
right. Jesus. I'm deciding on what to put in Monty. Do you guys have any 4th level spells you want to give him?
Nope.
Sorry, am I the only one that picked that one up?
What? Pick what
Yeah.
up?
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
I could store a death ward in there just in case.
Or I got a dimension door if that's always a handy one.
Oh no, that's a 5th, isn't it?
A powerful
4th.
healing spell might be
He
good.
can only. It's a 4th. He can
Yeah.
only use 4ths. So the best option I have is either polymorph or
Put a 4th level cure wounds in it.
like invisibility at 4th level would do 4 people at the same time. But yeah, he can cast any 4th level spell.
4th or lower, but yeah.
Or lower, of course, but I mean, I could give haste or I can give polymorph to him.
I
And
can
then he
give
can cast
him
them.
something to help him.
I mean, he's fine.
Fire
It's fine.
shield. Because he's gonna be getting attacked.
Fire shield is interesting.
Or I have a banishment spell.
I do have banishment as well. Yes.
I mean, there
Fire,
is always
fire shield literally just pretty much flames go around him as a shield.
I mean, don't
Yeah.
underestimate the power of a counter spell.
An additional 4th level counter spell would be pretty helpful. You know what?
Can
Yeah, I'm
he
gonna think on this
hold a
now.
counter spell though? Doesn't he? I thought he had to
He
use his
can-
action to cast.
I'm gonna have to read that.
I haven't used a Shield Guardian in years, so I can't quite remember.
Is this where we're calling it, by the way?
I was gonna let you get into Mantol-Derith, and then we'd call it there.
Okay.
Okay, lead the way, damn it.
You can cast a stored spell with any parameters by the original caster. Requires no components when the spell is cast. No, it says he can cast any spell either through command or through predefined parameters. So I could literally give him any 4th level spell with no components.
Okay. Yeah, I think because you cast it into him to store. So, like, if it does have a item, like a component cost or something, you would still have to pay that cost. Just he wouldn't when he releases the spell.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. I mean,
and then if
revive
you
is
did do
always a good
counter
thing.
spell, though, that means you'd have to give a mark, like, the first spell that gets cast, counter it, or the first spell cast by an enemy against a certain player or certain character,
exactly.
things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shit. I might put a counter spell in it. We'll see. For now, I'm just going to give him haste, and that's it. So
I
he
mean,
can cast
haste is
that.
always helpful.
Yeah.
It's super helpful. I mean, he's not super helpful, but whatever.
I don't know about you guys, but I still have
I
my
like him.
potion.
I do too.
So do I.
Yeah, me too.
I'm thinking Tom was thinking we probably used it by now.
We've come to a fork in the road, ladies and gentlemen. Where would we like to go?
When you get to there, you can hear someone humming a little song to the south of you. It's echoing off the walls, but it's just like.
Oh, that's not ominous at all. Let's go that way.
No.
Oh no.
Sounds creepy. I love it.
Okay, what the hell's going on here? All I see is pure blood. Okay.
Are you figured out?
Yeah, I'm just slow.
I didn't realize we were moving on the screen.
Oh wait, don't go that way, Vel. I couldn't block it off, but you're actually above that. So that that path that you're on is narrow, and then there's a drop down into water below you.
That dark gray is a change in elevation.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Sorry. I was like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be able to go that way.
High jump!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Room of
I
fly.
lost my guy somewhere.
I'll bring him to you.
Oh, thank you, sir. And Monty, he can see it in the dark 60 feet, but he's also got blind sight 10 feet.
Okay. Vel, when you get to there, you can see an elven woman dangling her feet in the water, just sort of singing her little song. She has bright red hair.
Ginger killer, no soul.
No.
Good afternoon. Don't want to startle you.
She'll look over her shoulder and say, "Oh, hi. Would you care to join me?"
Not really.
Yeah, I'll go sit down. Shove my boots in the water.
Okay.
So, what you doing?
Oh, I'm just having a sit here. My name's Sladis.
By yourself.
Nice to
Nice to meet you.
So Sladis has a bag, a little backpack sitting next to her, but otherwise doesn't really have anything.
Seems like an odd place to be taking a rest.
Well, I was tired, my feet hurt, so I dunked them in the water. What are you all doing down here? It's quite the group you have.
Oh yeah, we have a full entourage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that they're kind of tucked in behind you. I'll make tokens for them some other time, but
Oh
yeah.
god, that means they can die. Oh shit.
Of course they can die.
Oh no. We're on our way to someplace in the Underdark. some
Mantol-Derith.
outpost. Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you.
Miffelheim.
I should know this.
Oh, well, you're quite close. It's actually just up the way. I was actually hoping to trade some things there myself.
Cool.
Says.
She'll
Oh.
pat her bag and say, "I've got a few things."
I mean,
Well, we're adventurers. We like
yeah.
things.
Secrets are for enemies. Truths are for friends. So, you might as well just share your truth and what's in the bag with us.
No. I think that it'll be better if I just do my trading up there. I don't see any reason for you to.
What do you trade with? What is your currency?
Well,
Is our
Is it just
gold not as
gold?
good as anyone else's?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure it is, but I have particular buyers.
Oh, I see. You're not a merchant per se traveling. You are going somewhere to sell your stuff.
You could say that.
Ah. Well,
Well, may I ask what exactly your trade is? Perhaps we could come to an arrangement on something that we might be looking for.
She looks back out of the water. The water, anyone who has been down into the Underdark before will recognize this is part of the Dark Lake. So the water is
oh
inky
no.
black. And she kind of looks back towards the water with her feet just kind of swishing in, and she's like, "No, I don't think that we will."
We?
Okay.
Yes, you and me. That is a we.
We
Okay,
gentle.
I thought there's something else here.
I mean, she
I
kind of
stand up.
looks out at the water and is like, "There's always something else around."
I just stand up. Well, that's rude. You say
Can I
you
ask a quick
travel to
question? Is
trade even with a
Global
specific client.
No, Clavicle is not with us.
You left Glabagul with the Rock Seekers.
Yeah, I don't want him to be with us. That would be bad.
He's their Roomba now.
Okay. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, we don't have a boat, do we? Yet. I'm looking right now. I could probably morph two of us into either huge crabs or birds, and we could fly.
Or I
Give
could.
it-
I have water walk.
You have water walking?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
She pointed back up this way as for the entrance of Mantol-Derith when you had told her about where you were going.
Oh, it's not across the water. Okay,
Oh no! It's. Do you need me to show you the way in?
I think so.
If that is okay with you, we
Yeah.
can. I can give you 1 gold or 2 gold if you take us there.
No, don't give her money. Our money's no good to her.
Oh yes.
Oh, snap crackle pop.
She'll say, "I don't require money to show you where the entrance is. Now, come along." And she'll pull her feet out of the water and just walk barefoot up this way.
Oh. Okay. Off we go. Follow the lady.
As we pass by, Riker and Brimley. I just whisper to them, getting a bad feeling about her. Keep an eye out.
I'm not paying attention to you.
You'll be the first to die.
He turns around and kills Riker.
Well, at least she can't drown
Throw
us.
you into the lake.
Because, I cast water breathing on us every morning, so.
I can't see anything.
I mean, the temptation for her to be aboleth bait was pretty high, but Riker, are you just hanging out down there, or are you coming?
Oh, I'm coming. Sorry. I can't
she'll-
see anything, by the way.
Yeah.
Just go north.
Riker's
keep
out in the
forgetting
dark
he's
lake.
human.
Oh, no.
I have what I'm wearing.
Riker, you're sitting on the bottom.
Well,
I think the only person
Give me-
giving light to me
give me my
is,
dark vision, damn it.
I'm giving it to you. I'm giving
is
it to
little
you.
Ovi.
Yeah,
Or
Where the
Balmora.
is the
Oh yeah,
only
you're
one
not a
without
human.
dark
You're
vision.
one of those
Yeah.
Keflings.
No, Kenders don't have dark vision. I have something that gives me dark vision.
Then you have dark vision, so shut the fuck up.
Oh, you jealous?
No, because I can cast multiple forms of light on my fucking self.
You're jealous.
So coming up here, she'll put her hands on the wall and she's going to say something in Elvish. And any of you that have any interactions with the Drow will recognize it as the Drow dialect. And she says, "What the hell?"
Does she look drow?
Oh no, she is. Sir, she is a high elf, in fact.
Red-haired elf. Nice.
A high elf sullying their tongue with the drow dialect? That's interesting.
Well,
Hey, magic is magic, right?
if you want to get in, then you've got to speak the language. And what the? She says something to open the door, and I can't find what she says. I know that it's in Drow. There's the entrance. The fuck? Oh, there it is. Okay, so
Yes.
what the fuck? Oh, I see. I fucked that part up.
Where's Cassius?
That's dumb.
I'm coming. I had to find my character.
He died.
He's being stupid.
Yeah, there's a you see the on the right hand side. It says find my token.
Oh yeah, I got it. My guy's just
Okay.
slow. I'm coming down. Thank you.
So she says something in Drow language, and it opens this wall into a door that slides open. She says, "It's just in here."
Can I tell her she's leading us into a trap?
You can make an insight check.
Ooh, can I make one as well?
Guidance for.
I give myself guidance.
She seems trustworthy.
Ah.
I have a passive 20 insight.
24.
Okay. With a 24 and a 17, you can tell that she is not actively lying to you, but she is being deceptive. Like
Cool.
she's not lying about this being the way to Mantol-Derith, but she is pointedly not telling you things.
Yeah, she probably doesn't want to reveal how she actually opened the door and stuff.
So
I mean,
once
I speak under
Like
common
a
and
magician.
Elvish. I'm pretty sure I picked up whatever she said.
Yep.
Once she gets to a section that's like wide enough for you all to get by, she says, "It's just down there. I'm gonna go back and rest my feet in the water."
But you have to go trade.
Yeah, it's not a time sensitive thing. It'll be fine.
Well, once you
So
come with
pretty.
us, we can help you guide you there.
No.
Or perhaps you can let us know who your client is. We can tell them that you're on your way.
And then she reaches into her bag and pulls out a piece of meat and starts eating it. She's like, "No, I'll just go rest my legs in the water, come back up and be on my way."
What if
Brimley,
we
since you're right next to her, she'll offer a piece of meat to you.
don't take it?
Since you're not gonna tell us what you're emitting, no, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Anyone?
No.
Can I look at the meat more closely?
Do you want to take a piece and look
No,
at it?
no. I just want to look at like from where I'm at right now. Like I have a pretty good.
Larovi will walk up and take a piece of the meat and just start eating it.
Okay. Riker, give me an investigation check.
Guidance. Oh shit.
Oh, you're gonna need it.
Yay. Oh,
Hmm.
15.
15. Middle.
15. You can tell that this is not beef.
Okay.
That's pork. Chicken. Fish.
Long
Plenty
fish.
of
I
other
don't know
things
what
out
it
there.
tastes like.
Could I tell if it's an animal?
You're like, it's
I mean,
It's
human.
meat.
It's meat.
It's meat.
Yes.
This
Okay.
is what you're
Can I
trading for.
tell if it's human or meat?
With a 15 looking from over there, no, you can't. Larovi, this is unlike any kind of meat that you have ever eaten.
Mm.
Mm.
I'm going to go over and says, "Could I have a piece?"
She'll hand you a piece.
Okay, and I'm gonna investigate even
Uh,
more.
I'm gonna
Hey.
go forward.
You mind if I see this real quick?
uh,
I'm gonna definitely enjoy it.
I'm also, of course, I'm gonna guide myself. Come on. So 20.
20? Yeah, it might not be human, but it is humanoid. Could be from an elf, could be from a human, could be from a dwarf, something like that. But this is definitely humanoid meat.
I'm gonna save it for later. I'm gonna put it in my bag.
I'm going
Okay.
to for later.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna make my way here.
Okay.
Making my way
I'm
down.
afraid I must insist
Oh,
on knowing what your trade is. You see, I'm down here doing an investigation, and this is going to need to be added to the report. You're being
are
quite
you
cagey.
trying to intimidate her or persuade her?
I am trying to intimidate her.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Let's see if she. Ooh. She does not roll high enough, but it was close. You can see her eyes kind of go wide as you're gripping onto your sword there, and she's like, well, I have a client base that is into exotic food stuffs, and when I collect said foodstuffs, I just bring them to them, and
Like non-animal food.
well,
If you're applying in exotic and illegal meats, that's fine. It has nothing to do with my investigation. But you
of
should be
course.
wary. Carrying such items may lead you to unwanted consequences.
She
My,
takes another big bite of meat, and a little bit of blood just trickles down from her mouth. And she's like, I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Awesome.
Um,
I'm sure you do.
at this point, Cassius, since you're up there, you're going to hear a loud boom coming from up here. Um, Something sounding like steel on stone. And she's going to look
Oh,
over your shoulder, Vel, and say, well, it sounds like you've got something that is more pressing than dealing with me, so I'll
oh goody.
just.
well, you
It would
probably
appear
know what
so.
it is.
I'll move forward, I guess.
Larovi will follow shortly behind.
Yeah, I'll turn and I'll
Okay.
wait for her to turn that corner before I continue.
All right. She turns the corner.
Then
Okay.
he continues.
So, Cassius, it's a little bit deceptive on the map here, but from where you are, you're basically in a big trench, and the walls on either side of you are roughly 50 feet high.
Gotcha.
The booming is coming from up there. You can hear it happening more frequently now, and it is coming from both sides of the trench.
Oh, and it doesn't sound like weapons clashing. It sounds like banging.
It sounds like something big and metal hitting stone.
Oh, okay. Shit, that could be fucking
Anything.
hammers, basically, but not. Doesn't sound like bad guys. So yeah. Well, I can. I can't see the top of. I can see the lip, but I can't see over it. I could. I could teleport 60 feet.
How high's the wall?
50 feet.
I can. Yeah, I can teleport up to the edge there and just kind of grab on, and then pull myself up and take a look. So in front of me here is
Yeah,
like
the
a
map is a little bit weird in that what that is it's two things. It is both a lift and a bridge. So once it
okay,
gets to the top, it forms a bridge across the chasm.
gotcha. So right now it's up there, I'm guessing.
Nope, it is down.
Oh, okay.
So we go up.
Yeah, I guess it can take only one of us at a time.
I think 4 of you can fit on it at a time, or Monty can fit on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Monty's huge.
or
Uh,
force.
I'll stick Monty on there, and I guess I'll activate the thing and teleport up to the ledge, like up here.
Okay. So I'm gonna move your token up there,
Thank you, sir.
and
Gotcha.
to make this work, because otherwise we're gonna be doing a bunch of up and down, I'm just gonna move you all to the top, but I'll describe what happened, what Cassius sees. So Cassius, you get up to the top, and there's actually some light in here that is not on the map. So what I'm gonna do is just throw a couple of light sources out so you can see.
Awesome sauce.
Boom. And boom. So let's do that. So Cassius, when you teleport yourself up to the top, what you see is an 8-foot tall Dwergar
Oh,
chasing
goody.
a deep gnome around what used to be a market bazaar.
Oh, goody.
And it is mostly broken and busted now. But this Dwergar is chasing this deep gnome, trying to smash it with its hammer. And you see kind of the same thing happening across the chasm over here. So I'm going to move
Oh,
everybody up here, and then I'm just going to delete the walls that are separating the chasm from the upper area,
okay.
because that's just going to be much easier.
Dope. So they're just trying to swat the deep gnomes.
Oh.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fucking
So
awesome.
you see mass chaos. So over here is where the oops, I'm not pinging. Over here is where the trading bazaar was, and I'm still not pinging. And then over
Okay,
here, it looks like there were some like more permanent structures.
gotcha.
But yeah, you can see the deep gnomes kind of diving behind carts or behind little buildings, trying to stay out of the way of these Dwergar that are definitely trying to crush them. And then Vel, I'll move you and Riker up here. So you all are on that level now.
I mean, I guess we would tell the people following us to hang back while we deal with this.
Oh yeah,
We'll
they're not
probably do that. Yeah,
the
we'll
the
probably do
ones
that.
the ones that are fighters are their general rule of thumb is going to be to hang back and shoot crossbows at stuff. Like
Cool.
they're not you
That's a
don't
good.
have any frontline fighters with you, but you have several that can attack from range.
Good.
That sounds great.
So this is where we're going to call it for today.
Cool.
And
Okay,
you
cool.
guys can spend the week thinking about how you want to handle this situation.
Sounds great.
Hold monster.
Old
I
monster.
I am going back to work next Wednesday, so we'll be able to play next Monday for sure. But then after that, it'll get a little bit dicey with work.